क्योंकि तो
Unmuted है.
Principal sir, shall we start? Re-
Yes, we can start.
Reena ji, please continue.
Good morning, everyone. Greetings to one and all present here. Myself, Reena Sethi from LLB third year, Lokmanya Tilak Law College, Kharghar, extend a very warm welcome to everyone. Foremost, our today's guest speaker, Honorable Former Justice Shri J.G. Chitresh Sir, all the participants and faculty staff of TMV, to today's webinar organized by our prestigious institution. The topic for today's session is Criminal Justice System. Before we go ahead with today's program, I would like to mention certain rules to be followed by all the students throughout the session. It is requested to all the students to keep their video and mic off during the session so as to avoid the disturbance. And it is also a kind request to please type your questions in the chat box, and we shall be taking the same at the end during question and answer session so that the program be conducted in a smooth manner and there shall be no interruption. One by one, I will call the names and he or she can unmute and ask the question. I would now request our respected principal, Sir, Dr. Prakash Deshmukh, Sir, to extend a warm welcome to our guest speaker, Justice J.G. Chitre, Sir.
Madam, please once again, Reena Madam.
Yeah.
Now just joining our Justice Chitre sir.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Chitres are not arrived yet. What happened?
He is there in the meeting, but I think there is some technical issue. We'll wait for just 2 minutes more and again we'll start.
Correct.
Sorry.
Yes, sir has joined. Sir has joined.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good morning.
Can we start with kind permission, sir?
Yes, sir.
Good morning to all.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to all my friends.
Good morning.
Very happy to be with you. I would be focusing my guidance on 3 parts.
Excuse me, sir. Sorry to
Firstly-
interrupt you.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Actually, we were waiting for you to start with it. First, we'll start the program and we will request you to start. Your kind.
No, I'm not hearing you. I'm not in a position to hear you.
No, sir, you're audible, clearly audible.
Yes. My guidance would be divided in 3 parts. And now, after hearing that I should be speaking also on judicial system. Now I have added that as 4th part, and thereafter I would be answering your queries. My dear friend, firstly you have to focus your attention on as to how you get through the examination in flying colors or at least in good colors. And therefore, I would be advising you to be prepared for appearing for the examination and to be in position to answer all the questions in a very, very better way. One thing I would like to bring to your notice that every enactment is enacted with a clear intention, and therefore you have to understand the intention behind that particular enactment which you are supposed to study. Firstly, you have to read the preamble. Thereafter, I would request you to focus on the index of the enactment, and thereafter you have to study the definitions which are used in explaining further sections of that act. And thereafter I would be also requesting you to understand the correct principles of criminal jurisprudence. And summing up all that makes the knowledge of criminology. And as I would be giving guidance to you as to how you should be a good lawyer. And at that time, you have to understand the technique by which a criminal commits an offense. It's a very interesting thing. And if you understand that, then you will be in a position to understand the totality of criminology. The criminals are very, very intelligent persons. And I would say that criminals are the creamy layer of the society. Of course, brought forward in a bad way. Otherwise, they are very, very intelligent persons. But unfortunately, misguided by their fortune and gone to the den of criminology and world of offenses. Therefore, when you start reading index, you understand as to how a particular enactment has been constructed. I was very fortunate to read the report of Lord Macaulay, who prepared Indian Penal Code, which was submitted to House of Commons. And in that report, I was able to understand as to how Lord Macaulay formed his mentality in creating Indian Penal Code. Of course, I will have to express my gratitude to a very big lawyer, friend of my father who was a legendary lawyer, and my friend also, Shamrao Samant, father of Honorable Justice Ranjana Desai, ex-Supreme Court judge. I got the opportunity to meet him when he was conducting a murder case in which there were 99 accused, and my father was defending all of them. But for the purpose of putting up a very good defense in a trial, my father made out a strategy of dividing the accused in the region of 3 big criminal side lawyers. I would request you to understand that everybody say a criminal lawyer, but lawyer is never criminal. He is a lawyer on criminal side. He may be dealing with the criminals, but he can't be a criminal lawyer. Therefore, he decided to shut down the case and the number of the accused in 3 big lawyers. And at that time, Shamrao Samant was the special public prosecutor. And my father told me to be in his association for the purpose of understanding how a good English knowing lawyer should be. And therefore, I had his guidance, and he told me to read a report of Lord Macaulay, a great person, Lord Macaulay. I would like to bring to your notice that Indian Penal Code has been divided in such a way. Some offenses are the offenses against public tranquility. Some offenses are against the coins. Some offenses are against the documents. Some offenses are against forgeries. Some offenses are against the human body, and some offenses are against human property. And one thing you would notice that Lord Macaulay has given more importance to the offenses connected with defending the property of a citizen, because the Anglo-Saxon law gives more importance to human body than public tranquility. They want to give more importance to property of a citizen than human body. And therefore you would notice that all offenses which are connected with human body are generally made non-bailable. But offenses which are against forgery and against property are made totally generally non-bailable. I would like to bring to your notice that section 379 is bailable, but section 380, a theft in dwelling house, is made non-bailable. The punishment which has been defined for offense of theft is lesser than the theft committed in a dwelling house. Therefore, you have to understand the gist of the enactment, gist of criminality, gist of criminology, and you have to understand the intention of the law creating persons in dividing and dealing with different sections of connecting with human behavior. Therefore, I would like to request you to read each and every definition very neatly by heart. And if you master the definition of enactment, then you would be in a position to understand the impact of a particular section which is dealing with a crime. Because while giving the description or definition of the crime or punishment, definition is used. One thing I would like to bring it to your notice, that section 24 of section 2, which deals with dishonestly, word dishonestly, which is often used in law of crimes in Indian Penal Code, and that is dealing with wrongful gain and wrongful loss. And secondly, one has to understand that every offense is to be seen with the intention behind it. You must have come across a maxim, actus facit non, nisi sit mens rea, and intention behind commission of the offense is the gist of the offense definition and offense of the punishment, and definition of the punishment or the requirement of the punishment. Punishment is also connected with the intention and the way in which the offense has been committed. Therefore, in a case of a murder, the sentence is given, the capital sentence, the sentence of death is given by judging the circumstances which are coming up by the circumstances of the case. The generality of the circumstances have to be understood, and the impact created by which has to be understood, and thereafter one has to come to the quantum of the punishment. Therefore, unless you understand the gist and intention and the soul of the enactment, you would not be in a position to answer the questions which are being asked in the examination, and your answer would not be sufficiently satisfying the need of the examiner. Secondly, so far as law of torts is concerned and law of crime is concerned, Indian Penal Code is concerned, or Indian Evidence Act is concerned, you have to understand the definition. And secondly, what you would be required to do is to understand the case law, because some questions are being asked about give the facts of a particular case. And at that time, if you don't understand the gist of the facts of the case, you would not be in a position to answer that question. Therefore, the way which I followed when I was studying LLB, I learned the names of the parties of every case by heart. And I used to repeat that every day in the night before I was going to sleep. And therefore, I was in a position to quote any case of law of crimes, Indian Penal Code, then Indian Evidence Act, then law of torts, then public international law, private international law, and on and on. Therefore, if you read and learn it by heart, the names of the parties, you will be in a position to get touch with the facts immediately. And if you start remembering the facts, you would be in a position to understand and remember the conclusion of that case. And that is more important so far as your examination is concerned. You have to be a good lawyer. But first thing is that you have to get through the law examination. And unless you are a law graduate, you will not be in a position to practice as a lawyer. And unless you are very versed in criminology, you will not be in a position to practice as a criminal side lawyer. If you are not a master of Evidence Act, you would not be in a position to practice in a court. And unless you master the Code of Criminal Procedure and Code of Civil Procedure, you will not be in a position to deal with the different stages of the suits, trials, or criminal case. And therefore, as a matter of chronology or as a matter of going togetherness in a company or in a goal, you will not be in a position to become a good lawyer. Therefore, sine qua non is to pass through the hurdles of examination. And once you do it, then you will be focusing yourself to another field. And that field is a very, very vast field. And that field is of a lawyer. Then you have to understand the different categories of the courts. I wanted to write a good book for the beginner lawyer, acquainting him of the various courts and the procedure which is being followed in various courts. But unfortunately, I was not getting a very good stenographer which was capable of understanding and coping up with my speed of dictation. My speed of dictation when I was a judge was more than 280 words per minute. And I required very good stenographers. And I used to give the judgments immediately after the arguments are over. Why? Why that was being done? Because I wanted to avoid possibility of anybody approaching me for getting a good result. Therefore, immediately after the arguments are over, I used to start my oral judgment in the court, so as to allow everybody to remove a lingering feeling in his mind that judge has managed and judge was managed. Therefore, one has to be very, very, very crystal clear. And that is most important requirement of a good lawyer. I would like to tell you that the clients which are generally illiterate persons, but they judge you very, very cunningly. They know whether my lawyer is a very honest lawyer, or whether my lawyer is a saleable lawyer, or whether my lawyer is a lawyer which can be pocketed. They are very, very keen on knowing this. And once you create your impression in the mind of the litigants that you are not a sellable lawyer, you are not a purchasable lawyer, then I would quote a couplet which is in Sanskrit or in Marathi thereafter. देता अनंत हस्ते कमला वराने घेशील तू काय दो कराने. When God starts giving you by his million hands, how you would be in a position to take it by your two hands. Therefore, you have to create a reputation as a good lawyer in the mind of the public litigant. Again, I would like to impress on your mind that you have to give utmost respect to your client. Though he may be in rags, he may be a poor person, he may be illiterate, but don't forget that he is a breadwinner for you for at least a week. When he pays fee to you, he is ensuring your week's food. When he is giving you the fee in a good sum, then he is ensuring that you would be getting food for 15 days. And when he is giving you in a very lump sum way, he is ensuring that you would not be hungry for a month. Therefore, give utmost respect to your client. And that gives a reputation to you that my lawyer is a very, very gentle lawyer. He is not a crooked fellow. He is not an arrogant fellow. And that increases your reputation as a good lawyer. Secondly, one has to remember that you should not fail to attend the court on prescribed date. Number of lawyers forget that. I quote an example that I appointed a junior lawyer, entrusting a duty on him to attend the court on every date and to give me, my client, the date, a future date, and the idea as what is going to happen on that date. Unfortunately, that junior lawyer did not attend the court at all. And he was so arrogant that he was not picking up the receiver when my client used to ring him. I was doing consultation practice. Then one day what happened? The clients told me in a very, very complaining way, sir, that lawyer is not attending our phone. He is not giving any information about the future rates. Then I asked him. Then he gave me some evasive answers. I said, all right, be careful in attending future days. But I tell you, to our misfortune, the writ petitions were dismissed for default. My consultation clients came crying to me, sir, we have paid 30,000 rupees to that junior lawyer in the year 2005. And the lawyer did not attend the court at all. And our petitions were dismissed. Then I tried my best, used my talent, and got those writ petitions restored. That was income tax matter, and that was a matter of big stake. Therefore, I impress on you that never commit a mistake of non-attending the court, because when you attend the court, you are creating an assurance in the mind of your litigation, your breadwinner, that you are going to safeguard his interest in the court in an utmost nice way. And I got a lot of practice because I never committed a mistake of non-attending the court. By seeing the importance of that particular date, I used to remain myself present. I used to send my senior, junior. Then I used to send my next junior, junior, and thereon. Therefore, there was a reputation that Mr. Chitre takes a lot of fee. I used to charge fee 4 times than other lawyers. But there was assurance in their mind that he takes more fee, but he takes utmost precaution to see that our matter is not going to go by unsung way. Therefore, that has to be followed very, very scrupulously and particularly. Thirdly, try to speak with the client because he gives you idea as to how you should defend him because he is the person who had committed the offense. Therefore, he knows what had happened at that time. Then he gives a clue to you to see that when you should open the mouth and when you should not open the mouth. Some lawyers do open the mouth when it is not necessary, and they shut the mouth when it is necessary. I used to drive such rotten fellows from my court when they were totally not opening the mouth, because judge has very, very less time to understand your case, and unless you open the mouth, he is not going to spare you because he is bound by rules of his service. Why he should stake his service to your benefit, to your enjoyment, and to your foolishness of being non-speaking lawyer. A more speaking lawyer is also dangerous, and a less speaking lawyer is also equally dangerous. Both burn your houses. And without a torch, some persons do set the house by torch, and some persons do set the fire to your house by using their tongues. You should not be a lawyer of second type. And if you do it, then I'm sure that you would be a very, very successful lawyer. And when you become a successful lawyer, then your opportunities are in abundance. I am not boasting, but I started my practice when I was 21 years old. And when I was a lawyer of 3 months seniority, I got a murder case. My father, a legendary lawyer, when saw that some person had given me a murder case to conduct, then he scolded me in this way. He said, firstly, you are fool. Secondly, the person who gave you a murder case, a lawyer of 3 months, they are fools. And thirdly, I'm a fool who is now teaching you as to how to conduct that case. But very boldly I conducted that case, and I got success in that murder case when it was a daylight murder and there were 3 eyewitnesses. I tell you, nothing succeeds success. And that case me gave lot of good practice, and people were in a position to trust me for their big cases. Thereafter, I got another opportunity of defending a very, very poor person in his appeal of misappropriation. At LU in 1964, he gave me a 51 rupees. I conducted that case because I was listening the way in which the senior lawyers used to argue the case, used to conduct the case. And when the judge found that he had no work and I was sitting in his court very silently, he asked me, Mr. Chitre, whether you are ready to argue the appeal. I said yes, because I was a fellow without more brief. Then I conducted that appeal and I got success in that appeal. And by seeing my success, the lawyers of 19 other accused, they gave me their appeals to conduct. And I was in a position to get acquittals in all 20 cases. And therefore, that created my reputation and I got abundance of practice. Therefore, I would be requesting you to be a good lawyer. Of course, fortune is there. But fortune helps a person who is very, very alert. He doesn't help you, a sleepy person. He doesn't help an idle person. He is not going to put a berry in your mind when you are sleeping under a berry tree. You have to at least get up and pick up that berry. Nobody is going to pick up the berry for you and put it in your mouth. Therefore, you have to be very, very agile. You have to do a lot of efforts, and thereafter, the fortune would help you. I remember my Principal Gosavi, the principal of Bivaiko Commerce College, where I studied my BCom course. He used to say, Parishramala paryay nahi. And that was also told my father, Parishramala paryay nahi. म्हणून तुम्हाला सांगतो मी परिश्रमाला पर्याय नाही. There is no alternative to hard work. Therefore, do hard work. I have attended the course of 3 tahsil places. First in the morning, second in the afternoon, and third at the fag end of the day. Therefore, then I used to get up at 12:30 and I used to get the train at 1 a.m. for going to Nandurbar for conducting some big cases. And that gave me more clients, more clientele in all districts. Therefore, you have to become a legendary lawyer. And thirdly, I come to last phase of my guidance, that as a good lawyer, you have to serve the society. Don't cheat the client. Don't take the case which your conscience doesn't permit. I was asked to conduct famous Joshi Abhyankar case of Pune in 1975, but my conscience did not permit me. I refused that. Secondly, a matter of luck, I tell you, Manvat case, a murder case from Marathwada, Parbhani district. In that case, Mr. Agrawal, a very senior lawyer of Pune, was conducting it. But he found that it was not possible for him to attend the case. Therefore, he retired. Then Justice Kotwal was requested to conduct that case. But as the stroke of the luck, he was selected as a judge. And against the accused were without a very good lawyer. Then they came to me. But unfortunately for them, And fortunately for me, I was picked up also a judge. And thereafter, Mr. Kose Patil conducted that case, and he also became a High Court judge. Therefore, there are some cases who give you a very good fortune. Therefore, don't avoid such cases. Maybe you would be getting less payment, but get very important cases which would be at the threshold of your success. But at the same time, see that you are not creating a torture to the society. As a good lawyer, you have to take into consideration three very, very important things which my father told me. Firstly, he told me that don't call female clients to your office after evening. Don't call any female lawyer without presence of a male family member. And if you do it, we will not be getting a bad reputation. I followed, I got very good reputation. Secondly, he told me not to accept any food article from unknown persons. And that also helped me, because you have to see that when you become a very good lawyer, very proficient lawyer, very successful lawyer, there would be number of enemies to kill you. And they generally follow the way of poisoning you. And if you are unscrupulous in accepting whatever others give free of cost for eating, then you are sure to land in danger. That helped me. And thirdly, he told me not to take the lift of any person from unknown vehicle. I don't avoid the temptation of telling a very good case about that. A very good doctor came to me and requested me, save me from a murder case. Then I asked him about the facts. Then he told that some persons came to him and requested that you please come to Nasik along with us, because we have to carry a very, very old and very, very ailing person. Then in the year 1970, they promised him to give 5,000 rupees as taxi fare, as fare of his car. And they promised him to give more 5,000 rupees for his presence in the car, for treatment if necessary. He went, their car was stopped at Dhule. And when police checked the car, the person, ailing person, was found dead. Then all of them were taken to custody for a murder charge. An unfortunate doctor, in the temptation of getting those 10,000 rupees, gave me 50,000 rupees for defending him. And he was in jail for 2 months before he was released on bail. Therefore, don't take the lift from very unknown car. Another person who was engineer and my friend took the lift of a car, unknown car, and he was also taken in the police custody, because from that car smuggled gold was being carried.
Mujib Nawab,
Yes. Is there any problem?
yes,
Ah.
Jessica, it's okay now.
Then that person was taken to custody, and in the night his son called me. My father has not come. when he had gone to that Darshit place along with you. Then we searched firstly the hospitals, thereafter police stations, and we found in a police station. Then I requested the police officer to record my statement, and I gave my statement and said that he was with me up to so and so time, and in my presence he got the lift in that car, and therefore he was not connected with that smuggling matter. And yes, lawyer's profession is not a easy job. It's a Roman battle, and you have to be a Roman warrior, and you have to be very tough, very agile, very alert, and very clever, but not a dishonestly clever person. Honestly clever person, and you should be a helping hand to the society at large. My dear friends, our birth, our life is for this welfare of the society. Shubham Kuriyat, good, whatever is good. If you are not in a position to help any person, at least see that you are not going to ruin him. Therefore, if you are living in a very, very pious way, not a very pious way also, because lawyer's profession is not a saint's pious way. It's a common man's pious way. Therefore, if you live in a common man's pious way, then you would be maintaining your family in a very good way and not damaging the society at large. Shubham Kuriyat, have a better way, has a very, very in the very, very middle way. Not this way, not to the left, not to the right. Be at the center. And when you are in the center of the society, I am sure you would be a legendary person. My dear friend, if you have got any queries, I am ready to answer you to my capacity. I am not an angel. I am, after all, a very, very common man, elder than you, nothing more than that. Yes, Deshmukh sir.
That case.
Yes, Reena, please continue.
Please. Come forward. Yes, students.
नमस्कार सर.
नमस्कार.
Namaskar.
सर एक प्रश्न होता की तुम्ही केसेस सिलेक्ट करताना एक कॉन्साइजच्या बाबतीत बोललात. त्यात मी एक केस मेन्शन केली पुण्याची अभ्यंकर मॅटर. पण आता आपण तो मॅटर आधी सिलेक्ट करायच्या आधी आपण कसं प्रिजुडाइज करायचं की दॅट मॅटर शॅल नॉट बी सिलेक्टेड. आधीच आपण डिसिजन कसं.
नाही तुम्हाला त्या फॅक्ट्सच्या केसवरून समजतं, पोलिसांच्या स्टेटमधून समजतं. आणि काही काही गोष्टी असतात ना, गुन्हेगार गुन्हा करताना कितीही काळजी घेत असला तरी तो त्याच्या मागे त्याचे फिंगरप्रिंट्स ठेवतच असतो. आणि जेव्हा तुम्ही चांगले वकील व्हाल तर तुम्हाला गुन्हेगाराची पावलं बरोबर समजतात. आणि हॅलो, माझं म्हणणं असं आहे की तुम्ही फार वाईट केस घेऊ नका, पण मध्यम मार्गातली केस घ्यायला हरकत नाही. तुम्ही संत नाहीत किंवा महात्माही नाही किंवा प्रेतही नाही, तुम्हाला तुमच्या दैनंदिन गरजा आहेत.
Just in English, other
good
people may not
morning.
be able to understand.
Yes, Vivek, ask.
गुड मॉर्निंग सर.
Yes.
हेलो सर, एक सिंपल क्वेश्चन है मेरा कि कोर्ट को कौन से नाम से एड्रेस करें? मींस लास्ट टाइम मैंने न्यूज़पेपर में पढ़ा था कि माय लॉर्ड, माय योर ऑनर, जो वर्ड्स किया था जो फ्रेश लॉयर ने सुप्रीम कोर्ट के सामने, तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट के जज ने कहा था कि ये वी आर नॉट इन इंग्लैंड कोर्ट्स, वी आर इन इंडियन कोर्ट्स, तो यूज प्रॉपर वर्ड्स। तो जस्ट मुझे कंफ्यूजन था कि कौन से नाम से कोर्ट को एड्रेस करें। इट्स अ बेसिक क्वेश्चन सर।
हाँ देखिए, मेरा व्यू ऐसा है कि हम लोगों ने जहाँ सम्मान देना है वहाँ सम्मान देना ही चाहिए। कभी हम अपने बाप को गाली दे के एड्रेस करते हैं क्या? बाप को पिताजी बोलते हैं, हिंदी में बाबूजी बोलते हैं और संस्कृत में ताता बोलते हैं। इसलिए जब तक हम ये तरीके से कोर्ट को एड्रेस करेंगे तो कोर्ट के प्रति हमारे मन में आदर रहेगा और कोर्ट को भी हमारे प्रति आदर रहेगा। ये तो लेन देन की बात है भाई, ये बाजार की लेन देन की बात नहीं, सम्मान की लेन देन की बात है। इसलिए मेरा तो विचार यूं है कि माय लॉर्ड बनना चाहिए। माय लॉर्ड मत बोलो, लॉर्डशिप बोलो आप। लॉर्ड, माय लॉर्ड के खिलाफ मैं भी हूँ, पर लॉर्डशिप के खिलाफ नहीं हूँ, क्योंकि हम अभी हमारे प्रिंसिपल को, टीचर को अरे तुरे बोलते हैं क्या? नहीं, हम सर बोलते हैं उनको। सर बोले तो हमारे मन में शिक्षा की भावना पैदा होती है। जब तक हम सिखाने वाले के प्रति आदर नहीं बताएंगे तो हमें शिक्षा प्राप्त नहीं होगी। अर्जुन ने कभी भी उनके गुरु थे, उनके प्रति अनादर नहीं बताया। और कर्ण ने भी, परशुराम ने शाप देने के बावजूद उनके प्रति अनादर नहीं बताया। तो ये देखो, ये तो आदान प्रदान की बात है। आप अच्छे तरीके से जाओगे तो अच्छा पाओगे। आप देखिए, अगर किसी बुढ़िया को आप बोलेंगे ए मेरे बाप की जोरू मुझे पानी पिला, तो चप्पल उठाएंगे आपके श्रीमुख में दो दो लगा देगी। आप अगर उसको बोलेंगे मेरी माता जी आप मुझे पानी पिलाओ, बड़े प्यार से पानी पिलाएंगे आपको। तो मांगने से सब कुछ मिलता है, मांगने का तरीका चाहिए। आया आपके ख्याल में?
जी सर, ऍक्च्युअली जस्ट पूछणं होतं की म्हणजे सबऑर्डिनेट कोर्ट्स मध्ये जर आपण नुसतं सर म्हणून जर ऍड्रेस केलं कोर्टाला तर चालू शकतं
काय
का?
हरकत नाही, काय हरकत नाही, पण अर्थात त्यांना चाललं पाहिजे. तुम्ही ज्याच्या घरी पाहुणे म्हणून जातात त्याला चाललं पाहिजे ना. तुम्ही लाख म्हणाल की मला परों की गादी चाहिए, पर अरे उसके पास देने की औकात चाहिए ना. तुम बोलेंगे मुझे दोनों टाइम खाना अच्छा चाहिए, ये मंगा वो मंगा, पर उसके पास देने के लिए कुछ चाहिए तो चाहिए. इसलिए आप छोटे कोर्ट में जाएंगे जहाँ बैठने के लिए अच्छी कुर्सियां नहीं होती है, वहाँ वहाँ क्या आप बोलेंगे? उसको भी अच्छा लगना चाहिए ना. सुबह 11 से तो 5 बजे तक बंदा काम करता रहता है, कम से कम उसको अच्छे शब्दों से तो बुलाओ, उसको भी प्यार लगे. मांगने का तरीका चाहिए, और जब मांगने के तरीके से आप मांगोगे तो बड़ा खुश होकर देगा. देता देता आनंद हंसते, घेशील तू किती दो कराने. इसलिए यू हैव टू बी वेरी वेरी स्वीट टंग, सिल्वर टंग. ये जो है ना, उनको एक बहुत अच्छे लिटरेचर के ज्ञानी थे चेस्टरटन. उनको लिटरेचर के वर्ड में क्या बोलते थे? चेस्टरटन इज ए हनी टंग. तो चेस्टरटन की लैंग्वेज ये मध की होती है, शहद की होती है. जब आप शहद से जहर भी पिला दो तो पीने वाला भी बड़े खुशी से पीता है. आप शहद देने में आपको क्या कंजूसी है? क्या कंजूसी है क्या आपको? है आपको कंजूसी?
सर एक मला प्रश्न होता, विचारू का?
हा बोला, विचार. दुनियाभरच्या गोष्टी विचारा, फक्त सबज्युडिस मॅटर बद्दल नका विचारू.
ऍक्च्युअली सर तुम्ही जे आता स्लोगन म्हटलं ना, जेव्हा देताना दर लाखो हातांनी देतो, घेणारा दोन हातांनी कशा घेणार, तर दॅट इज अगेन सपोज टू बी इंडिव्हिज्युअल लेवल वी कॅन सी, बट ॲज इन ज्युडिशियली देर आर सपोज टू बी ॲज अ न्यू लॉयर. आणि तुम्ही दुसरा प्रश्न एक केला की द माउथ शटर अँड द माउथ द स्पीकर म्हणजे दोज आर जास्त बोलणं पण चुकीचं आहे आणि कमी बोलणं पण चुकीचं आहे. ऍज अ न्यू लॉयर व्हॉट आर द हिंट्स
हे बघा,
ऍज अ न्यू लॉयर
नाही एक मिनिट. So far as drafting is concerned, you shall not write anything which is not necessary, and you shall not omit anything which is necessary. Therefore, you shall not speak anything which is not necessary, and you shall not omit the things which are necessary. And unless you do it, you will not be in a position to get a golden mean. You should
Right,
not
sir.
go for
practice.
iron mean.
Right,
खाना तो अच्छा खाना, नहीं तो भूखा रहना.
Perfect, sir.
Sir, I too have a question, sir.
Huh?
Sir, I am Vaishnavi Gupta from Solapur campus, sir. सर मेरा प्रश्न ये था कि बहुत लोग कहते हैं कि जो क्रिमिनल प्रैक्टिस है वो लड़कियों के लिए सेफ नहीं है, तो आपका मेरे को ओपिनियन चाहिए था सर कि कहाँ तक मतलब ये सही है.
नहीं, ये कुछ बराबर नहीं मेरे हिसाब से, क्योंकि ये मुंबई में जब मैं यंग लॉयर था, एक मिसेस पोंडा करके एडवोकेट थी, बहुत नामी एडवोकेट थी, बहुत सक्सेसफुल एडवोकेट थी. अभी उनके हस्बैंड और बेटा प्रैक्टिस करते हैं, बहुत अच्छी वकील थी एंड वेरी डैशिंग लॉयर. उसके बाद में
मतलब हर कोई ऐसा बोलता है ना सर कि नहीं लड़कियों के लिए सेफ नहीं है, या तो इसलिए
नहीं, आपको सुनो, आपको आपका दामन कहाँ तक बचाना है ये समझने का चाहिए. आप अगर आपका दामन बचा के चलेंगे तो दुनिया में कोई भी रास्ता गलत नहीं है.
Sir, there
हर
is one
रास्ते पे
movie.
सुनो, हेलो,
आई रिक्वेस्ट जो क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछ रहा है प्लीज अपना माइक ऑफ करो. सिर्फ जो क्वेश्चन जिसको पूछना है वो ही माइक ऑन करो.
हेलो
सर मला एक दुसरा वेगळा प्रश्न विचारायचा होता. हा तर मगाशी विचारला मी योगेश फ्रॉम LLB सोलापूर 3rd year.
येस.
ऍज अ तुम्ही जसं म्हटलं की जसं मॅकेलिननी जसं IPC हे करताना रायटिंग द थिंग्स द बेलेबल अँड नॉन बेलेबल ऍज अ प्रॉपर्टी रिलेटेड ऍज अ ह्युमन वी कॅन से जे ज्याच्यापासून त्रास होतो किंवा बॉडीला इंजुरी होतं, तर हे जेव्हा केलं तर याच्या मागे काही what the exactly he study the psychology of the people because whatever the offenses happen in the society or in any world that is due to some.
हेलो, एक मिनट, हम एक प्रिंसिपल है.
हाँ सर.
You can injure your wife, not you can steal your chapel. You can cause injury to your wife, but you cannot steal her chapel. You must have read this. Deshmukh sir, whether your students know this.
Yes, please, English.
That's a maxim.
Yes, please.
Yes,
you can injure. That's a principle in torts. That's a principle in torts.
Right, sir. Yes, sir.
Therefore, the law of property or holding the property, owning the property, than getting an injury to your body. That is what Lord Macaulay has thought.
Right.
And he has taken ideology from Anglo-Saxon law. When you will go more and more deeper to the domain of law, then you will understand what is Anglo-Saxon law and what is Roman law. You have to go deep in studying the law. At this stage, it is not necessary. But when you progress as a lawyer, as a jurist, you can understand that also. And therefore, another thing, the law of tranquility is also important. You are not supposed to break the tranquility. Tranquility doesn't make की नीरव शांततेचा भंग केला असं नाही. तर पब्लिक ऑर्डर आहे, ऑर्डरली बिहेवियर जी पब्लिक मध्ये आहे, पब्लिक प्लेसेस मध्ये आहे, that shall not be disturbed, and therefore offenses which are narrated by section 141 and onwards up to section 149, they are dealing with the offenses of riot and offenses against public tranquility. Law of Prohibition Act, section 85 deals with unable to take care of himself and creating, unable to take care of himself and behaving in a disorderly manner. A citizen is not expected to live or behave in public places in disorderly manner. He has to be in orderly way. That doesn't mean that he should be well dressed. He should be well behaved also. Yes.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Got it.
Any more?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
May I speak, sir?
Yes, yes. Please.
आप सब आप कुछ भी पूछो, ये देशमुख सर की कृपा से आपके लिए भंडार खुला है.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Thank
ये
you,
देशमुख सर के,
Thank you, sir.
देशमुख सर का मेरे ऊपर बहुत इन्फ्लुएंस है, बहुत हक है, प्रिविलेज है.
तुम्ही आता लेक्चर आता तुम्ही तुमचे विचार मांडले त्यावेळेस तुम्ही एक केस केली, एक केस करत होतात आणि त्याबरोबर तुम्ही काहीतरी 19 मर्डर केसेस तुमच्याकडे आले आणि यू आर सक्सेसफुल इन
जोरात बोला.
एकच मिनिट.
हेलो.
हां, कॅन यू हिअर मी सर?
Not clearly. Be loud.
I'm speaking. Can you hear me, sir, now?
Mr. Sanjay,
Yes,
your
ma'am.
voice.
I'm speaking very loudly, ma'am. But if you cannot hear me, there must be some technical issue.
Yes, yes. Now I'm here. Now I'm in a position to hear you.
Okay. Thank you, sir. That's good. तुम्ही आता मेन्शन केलं तुम्ही काहीतरी मर्डर केसेस घेतल्या आणि त्या सगळ्यात तुम्ही ऍक्विटल दिलं त्या अॅक्युज्डना.
No. Fortunately for me and unfortunately for number of persons, 95 च्या वर माझा ऍक्विटलचा रेट होता.
टोटल याच्यात. तर आता हे जे मर्डर केसचं जे ऍक्विटल आहेत ते घेताना तुम्ही इव्हॅल्युएट कसं करता? कारण एखादा खुनी असतो तो जर का असा मोकळा सुटला, इवन इफ ही इज गिल्टी, तो कायद्याच्या दृष्टीने तो सुटू शकतो की तो नॉन गिल्टी म्हणून त्याला जजमेंट मिळेल आणि तो सुटेल. परंतु वकिलाला तर नक्की माहिती असतं की त्यांनी ते केलेलं आहे, कृत्य केलेलं आहे ते खरं आहे का खोटं आहे.
नंतर गेलो तर मॅडमच बसले, काय तिकडूनच विचारलं काय झालं, काय अडचण आहे. म्हणजे समोरच्या वकिलांनी 17च्या तारीख मागितली.
तुषार मोरे जरा माईक बंद करता प्लीज. नाही सर, माझा प्रश्न नाही झाला.
हॅलो, हे बघा.
हा बोला सर.
हा मला जनरल आयडिया असते, पण खरं माहिती असतं कोणाला? मरणाऱ्याला, मारणाऱ्याला, देवाला.
पार्टी होती काय नाही म्हणे जागा.
खरं सत्य माहित असतं मरणाऱ्याला, मारणाऱ्याला आणि देवाला. आपण कोण? म्हणून आपण आपल्या आपल्या जगरहाटीने चालायला हवं. कारण मी महात्मा नव्हतो किंवा संन्यासीही नव्हतो, यतीही नव्हतो किंवा प्रेतही नव्हतो. मग माझ्या होमली गरजा होत्या, मला ह्युमनली गरजा होत्या, मला सोशल गरजा होत्या. कोण मी? मोठा माणूस नव्हतो, फार मोठा माणूसही नव्हतो. Hello.
Sir, may I ask one question to you?
Yes.
My name is Viresh. In fact,
Yes.
I'm in my profession from last so many years, and 3 years
Yes.
back I decided to pursue law as well. I'm an engineer by qualification. I have done a lot of construction
Yes.
projects. So now,
Yes.
after studying the law, particularly IPC, and now we are going through CRPC, I have realized that our law has such a strong hand, and if the law goes right, then nobody would be unleft punished if they have done some something wrong. And also last few months, I've been attending moot court, where I go to Andheri Metropolitan Court, and I'm seeing the approach of judges, the advocates over there, senior counsels. They are so passionate and compassionate for the complainants, and so I'm saying that although we have so much of machinery in place, I think the main reason why there is a lawless in India, because people don't know the law. So I am of the opinion that some sections of IPC should actually be introduced to maybe 9th, 10th, or 11th or 12th standard. I mean, preschools, or not preschools, I'm saying higher secondary schools, because a lot of people, they don't know law, and then they since because of they are unaware, they think it's okay to do such act. So rather than studying probably civics or geography or history, we should actually make this law compulsory in our education system. I mean, there is a lot of change in my behavior.
Yes, may I speak?
Yes,
when
sir.
I was a student, when I was a primary school student, we used to be taught Nagrik Shastra, civics. But thereafter, when our government followed catch and throw practice, the education rendition of civic law, Nagrik Shastra, was left after primary education. It was very, very necessary, because that was giving us the training as to how a citizen should behave in the society. And that was creating the base of a good citizen. And that was also giving an idea to a person as to what he should do and what he should not do. But now I am very unhappy to speak that there are number of white-collared persons go without any punishment. Number of persons are there, and they are not punished. They don't get punishment. And when that is the picture, what the hell this poor illiterate farmers, villagers are doing? They are caught because they are poor. They are caught because they are illiterate. They are caught because they are unable to provide good fees to big lawyers. They are caught because the witnesses do not favor them. They are caught. They are required to go to GAOS because they are not in a position to win the trials. That is the unfortunate situation of our country after getting the independence before 71 years. What is the state of the civil society? What is the picture? Therefore, you have to be intravent, and therefore you have to think yourself, and you will get the answer. Educating the persons by legal course would not be sufficient. You have to generate good citizens. Yes.
Sir, my question related to this one only, regarding, as you say, Nagrik Shastra was there when we were in schooling. The same thing in your constitution, there are a lot of things we can say inside itself, because we can say as a part wise that there is a fundamental rights, and supposed to be there is a fundamental duties as well. And similarly, some directive principle for the upcoming, those are not able to cover due to scarcity, or the resources are not available due to different government or different, we can say, departments. But as a human being, we should also have some our own responsibility. The law can teach you the way we can behave, but as a human being, we need to take care of the other parameter as well. Those doesn't have the access of the law. It may be.
My young friend, you see the television. What is the picture of Dadar market? What is the picture of Pune market? What is the picture of there are two fair, one Bhagad fair and one Sailani fair.
हाँ सर.
People have to understand what they should do and what they should not do. Some person say,
Right.
my one relative said, कहाँ है कोरोना? कुठे कोरोना? अरे कोरोना ते मोदींवर राग आहे
बरोबर
म्हणून शिक्षण घेत नाही काय लोक. काय करावं मला सांगा. त्यांच्या समोर
हाँ सर.
दोन्ही हाताने नमस्कार करावे का दोन्ही पाय जोडून हात जोडून लोटांगण घालावं? तुम्हीच सांगा मला.
लोटांगण घालावे. लोटांगण.
लोटांगण घालवू नाही पूर्व नाही त्यांना. ते म्हणतील मरत का नाही.
हाँ सर बरोबर.
सर सर मला एक प्रश्न विचारायचा.
सुनो
Sir,
सुनो
good
सुनो
afternoon.
सुनो 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 सुनो.
Yes, yes, yes.
जीता हो तो बोलते हैं मरता क्यों नहीं, और मरता हो तो जीना पड़ता, मरता हो तो बोलते हैं जीना है. ऐसी हालत है. इसलिए आप खुद ही सोचो और आपको जवाब मिल जाएगा. मैं कौन जवाब देने वाला हूँ.
सर
So due
सर
to
एक
the
प्रश्न
time
विचारायचा
constraint,
होता मला.
just a minute, Surekha. Due to the time
Yes.
constraint, this will be the last question. So
Yes, yes.
Bola.
May I ask a
last question,
question?
please proceed. Yes. Only one,
Sir,
na,
sir.
last one. Yes.
Yes, this is
मॅडम मी
Deepak
विचारू
Vanve, sir.
प्रश्न
Good
प्लीज.
afternoon.
हॅलो
देशमुख
सर मला
यांना हवा असेल तर ॲटिट्यूड द्या काही मिनिटांचा.
चालेल चालेल. Please, sir. Only your last question now, sir.
हा.
No more question.
Yes, Surekha.
Yes.
हा सर ऍक्च्युली मला एक प्रश्न विचारायचा होता. मी एका मी LLB थर्ड इयरला आता आहे, पण मी एका संस्थेमध्येही काम करते ऍज अ सोशल वर्कर म्हणून. आणि मी जेव्हा कोर्टामध्ये जात असते तेव्हा मी हे पाहते की जे संबंधित लॉयर आहेत किंवा एखाद्या केस संबंधित ते कुठलंही आर्ग्युमेंट करायच्या आधी विचार करतात की समोर जी मॅजिस्ट्रेट बसले आहेत, जज बसले आहेत, त्यांची आज मेंटॅलिटी कशी आहे, आज ते बेल देणार आहेत का. आणि तर हे कितपत म्हणजे सर
फार
कारण
हुशार
मला
माणूस. नाही फार हुशार वकील दिसतात येते.
नाही सर मी
आता
खरंच
एक
मी खूप
लक्षात
वकील पाहिलेत असे की जे थांबतात अर्धा तास
नाही,
आधी
बरोबर आहे
जाऊन आणि
बरोबर
मग
आहे.
हा
नाही त्याला एक शब्द आहे इंग्लिश मध्ये टॅक्ट. टॅक्ट मीन्स टॅक्ट इज डिफाइंड ए पर्सन हु नोज व्हॉट नॉट टू डू अँड व्हॉट टू डू. A person who knows what to do and what not to do is a person behaving in a tactful way. इसलिए सुनो, वो काफी होशियार दिख रहा है, समझदार भी दिख रहा है. सुनो, हर आदमी का अपना अपना जिंदगी का जीने का तरीका है. तुम्ही त्यांना काय वाईट म्हणणार आहात आणि चांगलं म्हणणार आहात? आपण कोण? ज्याला त्याला देवाने त्याचं आयुष्य दिलेलं आहे, देवाने त्याला ब्रेड जिंकण्याचं साधन दिलेलं आहे. त्यांनी हसत जिंकावं, रडत जिंकावं, कोणाचं मर्डर करून जिंकावं, त्याचाच प्रश्न.
सर माझा फक्त एक शेवटचा प्रश्न, एक शेवटचा प्रश्न. तुम्ही मग सांगितलं ना ते वेन हिअरिंग इज फिनिश, यू फिनिश टू जस्ट एकच मॅडम फक्त शेवटचा प्रश्न. सरांनी एक सांगितलं मगाशी वेन सर वॉज एज अ जज अँड ही इज यूज टू हायरिंग द रिझल्ट once the judgment
Pankaj, you want to ask?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Sir, am I audible?
Good afternoon, sir. This is Pankaj Bhandari here. Sir, am I audible?
Sir, can you please elaborate the case of Manohar Kadam? Manohar Kadam. The case of Manohar Kadam. The public massacre.
मी तुम्हाला काय सांगितलंय, सब जुडिस मॅटर बद्दल बोलणार नाही मी.
Sir, good afternoon. This is Pankaj Bhandari here.
तुम्ही मदम तुम्ही त्यांना विचारा किंवा देवाला विचारा.
No, actually you rejected the bail plea, right, sir?
मी तुम्हाला सांगितलं सब जुडिस मॅटर बद्दल मी बोलणार नाही.
Okay, the
तुम्ही
next
काय वार्ताहर
question.
आहात का? मला खोदून विचारताय. पण मी देखील जुना वार्ताहर आहे. मी तुमच्या या टॅक्टिक्सला बळी पडणार नाही. माझे आचार्य आत्रे हे माझे चांगले वडिलांचे मित्र होते आणि माझे गुरु आहेत ते. त्यांनी मला खूप शिकवलं चांगलं.
Please next question.
Sir,
Last question then.
Ma'am, one more question, ma'am.
Last question. Because due to time constraint, we have to stop over here. Then further procedure is also. Yes. The last question you want to ask?
Ma'am.
There.
Sir, can you hear me? Chitre sir.
Yes.
Sir, you are very much like my grandfather, sir. You remind me of that. Thank you
Yes.
very much for your valuable time today, sir. Your experience
nice of
you
you.
share, sir, your experience you share will very useful in my life for good future, sir. And thank you so much, sir.
So
I
nice of
spoke
you all.
differently from
So nice of you
sir.
all that you permitted me to be in your to be in your auspicious and very, very noble company.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I spoke differently from this age, sir. But this is my feeling now, sir. No question, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Ina, please continue.
Thank you.
We are honored, sir.
Sir, I am very, very
We are
thankful to you that you gave me this very, very good moments.
Moment now, I have to give some more moments also not. This is not sufficient and final, sir.
Yes.
Please.
Thank you very much, sir. I truly believe that the knowledge you shared with us will immensely help all of us in our lives. It was an honor for all of us to hear from you, sir. I would now
Thank you.
Assistant Professor Sonali Sharma ma'am to kindly end up today's session.
Hello,
Beg your pardon?
Rima.
Beg your
Rina,
pardon?
I am audible?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. A very good afternoon to all the dignitaries, faculty members, and my dear students across the campus present for today's session. I, Assistant Professor Sonali Sharma, on my behalf and on behalf of AMV's Lokmanya Tilak College, extend a cordial and sincere vote of thanks to our today's speaker, Shri Honorable Former Justice J.G. Chitre sir, for gracing today's events by sparing the valuable time for us. We trust that today's session and experience by Chitre sir could not only enlighten but also add enthusiasm and interest in our final year students towards the law profession. Sir, we believe that by today's session, our student must have comprehended the importance of definitions in understanding the gist of code. Also, sir, have covered the minutes which need to be followed during the litigation and proceedings. Also, interestingly, explained the code of conduct to be followed by a law professional. Continuing with my vote of thanks, I extend my gratitude and warm thanks to Honorable Chancellor Dr. Deepak Tilak sir, Honorable Dr. Praniti Tilak madam, Campus Director, and Honorable Mahesh Logaonkar sir, Campus in charge, for their constant support and approval for organizing the academic sessions. Taking forward, I would propose a heartiest thanks to respected Principal and Head of Department, Dr. K. Sri Ramachandra Murthy sir, Pune Law Department, for constantly promoting and approving the intellectual upliftment of students through the various sessions like today. Also, I propose a very thanks to respected Principal Dr. Prakash Deshmukh sir, Khargar Law Department, without whose endeavors the today's session was impossible. A heartiest thanks to Professor Varsha Badwe Madam, Law Coordinator, Khargar Campus, who always guided and supported the activities like today. Further, I propose a heartfelt thanks to all dear faculties across the campus for their constant coordination and support for today's session. I appreciate and extend a vote of thanks to today's host, Reena Sethi, LLB third year student, for successfully hosting today's event. The special vote of thanks to all dear students for attending and patient listening of today's session. With this, I declare the session is over. Thank you all again. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chitre sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Have a nice day, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.